we are going to show you the garden.
Garden tour.
How long has it been since we planted? Do you know?
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, probably 4 weeks. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So come on in. These were the squash we put in there, and they only had 2 of the little leaves, and they weren't even true leaves. But these are the squash that I put down, and we're doing the trellis method where you prune them as they grow, so we could plant a lot more plants. This would be 2 to 3 times the size if I didn't prune. But I keep the bigger leaves pruned and allow the plant to just grow and all the vegetables to grow, and just leave the leaves that are newer on there. But if you look in there, we have a ton of squash in here. They're pretty big. I mean, they're fat ones. It's weird. That's the squash, the zucchini. I do have some sage in there too. This is our planting station that's almost all done now because everything's been planted. So we're not really using it much. Just a few more left there, and that's it. These are our bell peppers, and they're doing really good.
What are the flowers?
The flowers are violas, and I had 5 in there, and 2, almost 3. That third one's almost gone. They don't like the heat, so they usually die when it gets hot.
And it's been hot here.
And it's been very hot. We got bell peppers here. We got some habaneros, and those habaneros, they are prolific. As soon as it starts to have flowers, which I think it's getting ready to, we'll have some. Here we have some peppers already. There's one down here. There's our first pepper. It's a banana pepper.
What are those on the ground?
Oh, those are strawberries that Micah painted on rocks, so that when birds come down to eat our fresh strawberries, they'll find a rock instead, we hope. So, this is a jalapeno, and this jalapeno is loaded with flowers. Now, this is our Keyhole Garden over here. And at first it didn't look like much, like when you look at the video from the very first garden tour, there was nothing in it. And now we have the sunflowers that are beautiful, and during the day they turn all the way toward the sun, wherever the sun is. They're really fun to watch. Then we have the beans, and the green beans are Grandpa and Gangen's, Roger's dad's beans, and they're long bean. They're a green long bean. So as soon as these get a little bit more established, they'll start putting off flowers, and but they're about 4 feet, 5 feet tall. Do we have flowers up here? Not yet, still leaves. We'll twine it around. But yeah.
But there's a flower right there.
Do you see a flower? Yeah. Oh, well then, yep, we're gonna have beans soon. Handfuls and handfuls of beans. There is something eating on it, so I didn't spray last night, but oh well. This, we don't know what it is. It came up volunteer, so it looks like maybe a melon, but we'll see. And then what are these, Micah? All
Carrots.
These carrots. They've been waiting and waiting for these carrots to grow. And then these big flowers here are an herb, and they're called borage. Ouch, and they're getting big. Got another sunflower. I think this is a giant one. And then these other ones are the smaller sunflowers. And then we have some, look at these cucumbers. The first cucumbers we planted here did not do well. So these are doing super good. So we want to trellis them up as soon as they start producing, but I think they're going to start having flowers now. So, oops, trying to get that one to go up. We have lemon balm in there too, and lemon balm is great to make tinctures out of, and it's a good medicinal thing for headaches and different things like that. Then we have peppers back here again. We have another jalapeno and another banana pepper, and I don't remember what that one was. We got banana peppers on it. Look at the little pepper. Cute. And green beans. And behind that we have 3 okras. I planted a couple of the other okras that were back there because there's just too much stuff in one area. In Micah's corner garden. And then we have eggplant, and the eggplant's doing okay.
I saw it flowering.
Yeah, Yeah, but for some reason eggplants, I don't know why, they get aphids really bad, so it needs to be sprayed with neem oil tonight. I'll make sure to go through that. And then we've got tons more squash here. We got the apple tree, and it's the first time it's had leaves past the first hot day, so this year it's looking good and getting big. We left some leeks in to go to flower, and you can see we have the flowers that are going to open up, and then we'll collect the seeds, and she will not need to buy leek seeds for a long time. And here we have 3 more okras, and we have artichoke. That one right there is going to be big. That's why it's got a lot of room by it. It's a big one. These are our melons, and so we have 6 cantaloupes, huh, Micah? And 1 watermelon. The watermelon's a little more hairy than the cantaloupes. You can see. Yep. Back there we have tomatillos over there, and it's really doing well.
Oh, I think that's tomatoes in there.
I know. There's lots of tomatoes. Hey. And our pansies are still going back there because I moved her in the shade, so she's doing okay back there. But she'll eventually die in the heat. They don't like heat. Also the poppies, they're doing good, and I wanted them to flower, but they may not because they're more of a spring flower. This poppy right here. We put the mint in there so that when we do any pruning, we can trim some mint off and just put it around the plant we prune. And then our geranium's just kicking it. It's been putting off flowers, and it's fun to have in the garden. Tomato, we have these baby tomatoes in here and bell pepper. In a couple weeks they're going to get big. I just can't imagine she's going to have an overgrown garden. She's got to stake those in. So hopefully. Huh?
These look dry.
They look dry. Well, maybe you want to get the watering can. You can water them. There's water in the watering can. I forgot to water this chamomile last night, and it got a little peaked, but it was my fault. It was on the other side, so I moved it over here. She's got carrots. Those are Micah's carrots. And these are the 2 cherry tomatoes. And then we have a volunteer tomato plant right here in the middle. Don't know what kind it is. It's probably an heirloom one that she planted right here last year. And we have carrots and beets. We have basil, because basil and tomatoes go good together. And then we have another, this is a pear tomatoes with tiny little cherries. And I believe this is a beefsteak, but I think so. The tomatoes look pretty big, huh, on there. She had a beefsteak here, so that's probably it. The rest of them are slicers and cherry tomatoes. All right, that's what's in this garden. And then there's more squash down here. This is a ton of squash, so in the next 2 weeks, hopefully, cross your fingers, we shouldn't have to buy any more squash for the family till summer, to the end of summer. And then the peach tree, we're waiting for the fruit. Of course, those more strawberries. More strawberries.
You've eaten some of these already, right?
Yeah, we eat about 5 or 6. One day we had 7 strawberries. Not a lot, but enough for the kids to have fun with. Did you see all the squash over there? The yellow squash. It wasn't. We didn't want to plant yellow squash. It just happened. They just wanted the zucchinis. So.
All right. So Micah, what do you think of this garden now?
I think it's growing good. By the strawberries. It's growing a lot of strawberries.
Are you going to be able to garden it and keep it going? You know what to do already, huh?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That is teaching.
Oh, good.
That's how I like earrings.
Yeah. You like my earrings? Thank you. I never wear earrings, huh? Because I'm always gardening. All right, come on. Let's go to the front corner garden. You want to show the corner garden?
Yeah.
to everybody?
Can I do that?
No, I'll do it.
Papa can do it. Come on. We'll go show them. Come on.
Your tag's sticking out in the back.
Mine?
Yep. Micah, can you close the gate for me on the garden?
Yeah. Do you want to watch it?
Yep. And look at all the birdhouses you painted. Pretty cool, huh? And the sign?
So,
Yeah.
that was a special one.
That's the special one.
I made that for Gaga.
I know. That's awesome. There's Max the Wonder Dog.
This side.
that side.
It's too tight for her.
Oh, wow, that's a tight gate, huh? All right, what do we have in here, Micah? Tomato, tomato, tomato. That's right. What else do we have in here, Micah? That's the borage. Tomato, bean. Out.
Borage?
Borage. That's right. These are daisies.
Tomato.
Another tomato.
This is not pretty.
Yeah.
Look at this tiny one.
I know it's a flower. That's a daisy. Those are daisies, and they're tiny. And what are these?
Tomato.
Remember these? Cucamelons. Cucamelon. So I transplanted this from the other side of the garden, and I don't think this one's going to live, but I think the little one's going to live, and that's okra. And this one's okra. It was just too many in this small area. That cucamelon looks awesome. Getting ready to go with things. And then these are your mommy's favorite thing: spaghetti squash and butternut squash. I think that's what it is against this fence right here. And these were our seedlings we had to put somewhere. So we just put up this, well, you just put up this little garden real quick. What? It's okay. It's all right. So aren't those good? And those were just really small when we put them down too. They grew a lot. And that's the corner garden. Yeah, babe? And those are daisies.
Oh, we're going to see some.
We do have corn. We got about, how many corn seeds do we have down there? A lot of corn seeds.
I saw sunflowers.
And we put some sunflowers in here, hoping that they'll come up. So I put a few against that fence, or a couple against that fence. And I might have put a couple against that fence too, huh? So if they come up, great. And if they don't, it's okay. All right. You want to show the front, the back? Sweet potatoes.
What is that sign?
Swiss chard. The rabbits like to eat that. That's going to be rabbit food, probably. I don't think anybody else want to eat it except me. And then celery in the middle, huh?
Yeah.
Potatoes are absolutely happy.
Cucamelon.
Oh yeah, and over here she's got her cucamelons. We never trellised it, but they're still kind of small, so they probably need to be trellised in a couple weeks. But they're getting bigger, so these are going to be really cool little tiny melons. And then the very last thing you have in the backyard over here, huh?
Flowers.
We have tarragon, we have thyme, parsley, basil, cilantro, and this is oregano. I forgot what this was. And then we put a few more of these sweet potatoes just because they're so pretty in here. And then down here we have sage and some more lemon balm, and lemon balm will keep bugs away too. We're just looking for lemongrass. That's the last thing we have.
Okay.
And then our fertilizer, we went to our fertilizer in anybody's garden. That right there, the bunny poop. The bunny, the bunny, the bunny poop.
That's a lot of poop.
It is. That's ready to go around the garden beds. Micah, you can help Auntie put this rabbit poop around the new little transplants, okay? Can you help her do that? Look at the bunnies. They're just like so excited. Are they eating? Oh, they ate the herbs I put in there. I put some herbs in there this morning. I put some cilantro, some of that Swiss chard. Ooh, they're excited. It's nice and cool, huh? That's why. Makes them excited. Hey, baby.
And it's a little bit darker than it's usually whenever because of sunflower.
Look at him. He's looking at the camera. That's so cute. I know. Well, they ate the herbs I gave him this morning. They like them.